Wolf, that's the Hall of Famer Chris Carter. That is Nick Wright. And in an unprecedented event, my partner Nick Wright has forgotten his writing utensils.
I forgot my matching Sharpie.
In this moment.
Well, I didn't forget it. I mean, I left it in the Jenna.
It is forgotten.
I was at 162 consecutive shows. Having brought it. It will be brought out to me shortly.
Guess what?
You are on 3 straight shows, and it took 4 Amazon orders and 7 staff members for you to be able to get pens out here.
But listen, much like LeBron James, you are only as good as the last experience you had with the pen situation.
Appreciate that. See?
Look at that.
See, you're going to hold it hostage for me? I'm going to get, I don't like change. No, this is going to make me very
You don't have anything to say today. LeBron didn't do anything today. You don't need a pen. He needs pen nor paper.
Thank you, sir.
You are in a good mood today, and we are happy for you.
America's in a good mood. Good night of sports
Well, I know that you definitely are. Let's tell America why. Someone remind me the next time I'm hanging out with LeBron James not to accuse him of not being aggressive enough, because his head coach Ty Lue did that after the Cavs lost Game 1 to the Pacers. And last night in Game 2, well, let's see. LeBron scored the first Cavs 16 points in 6 minutes. He finished with 46, but the Cavs only barely won because he unfortunately has to play with 4 other players on the court. This series is now tied at 1 game apiece. LeBron was outstanding. CC, let's talk about LeBron James a little bit last night. He knew that he had to come out and play a little bit more aggressive, whether he was following social media or not. It was out there that they came out a little lackadaisical in Game 1. He wasn't going to rely on his teammates for anything. He said, don't worry, guys, I got this. And he got it.
I've seen this on other occasions, and not to overreact, but LeBron he's a basketball god with the small G. And you only see these type of performance not that often, where you know that this guy's bigger than basketball. We know that what he's got to do, Nick, there's no one who knows LeBron and his history better than him. You thought that he might come out and just be a little passive, getting guys into the flow. But LeBron knew what was at stake. Like, LeBron knows that he can't depend on this team to score the basketball. So he's got to take on that selfish mentality, which I thought that he would. He was brilliant. To be able to score 20 points in the first quarter, totally against what his natural instincts are to come out. And I've been watching this for 15 years. And even in high school, he played the same way. In high school and in the pros, his average has been the same, 28, 8.
And a 7.
That's what he's done.
Remarkable.
He's done the same thing. And it's amazing how his numbers, now this advanced, match what he did earlier in his career, but also match what he did in high school. He's an unselfish player. He's a complete player. But, man, can he be one of the best scorers ever when he wants to? Yeah, that's what he showed last night. And his team needed it. He was brilliant. And I love the fact that he went back to shooting his jump shot. My indicator going into the game was, how good will LeBron be? Let's check how many shots does he make outside the paint. And I think right early, he showed us that, man, he was going to shoot his jump shot. He was going to shoot the 3. He played great defense. And that right there, to me, that's the reason why LeBron James is a special player. That's the reason why you only see these types of players every so often in your life. That performance was an epic performance.
All right, so Cece's right that I was not certain if he was going to come out aggressive like that. I think I said on the air yesterday, if he wants to score 40, he can. I'm not sure he's going to want to. He clearly wanted to. He had the look on his face, and this is, by the way, maybe not great for the Cavs as a whole. He had the look on his face that was similar to the biggest game of his career, Game 6 in Boston, Year 2 in Miami, facing elimination. That was his 45-15-5 game that many people believe is the best game of his career up to that point. Maybe still the best game of his career. And he nearly had identical numbers. He had 46-12-5 last night. And this is what I know. What I know is last night, it took a game longer than we thought, but last night was the season premiere of the 13th season of the greatest show on television, the LeBron James playoff show, and we have been welcome to it as sports fans, as everyone, every spring into the early summer for over a decade. Now, for the Cavs, that he had to go do that and that it wasn't an easy win, that's an indictment on them as a whole. But what we have seen from LeBron, he went 40, 10, and 5. He went more in most categories, but 40, 10, and 5. That's the 10th time he's done that in his playoff career. No other player has more than 4 of those instances. He was up himself 16-1 to start this basketball game. It should have been over there. It wasn't. The Pacers never gave up, and his teammates were not seemingly inspired by his play because they were just slightly better than they were the first game of this series. But they got a critical win, a win that had they lost, given how he played, it's a totally different discussion this morning.
Listen, what LeBron James did yesterday was outstanding. He knew what he had to do, and he came out and he did it. When you can have something in your head, when you can visualize it and then come out and actually stay in the zone and play the way you're playing, that focus, because he knew and you could see it on his face. You could see it when the play would stop, how focused he was. But what you said was interesting. It wasn't great for the Cavs as a whole, and I wonder if it's because when he is playing like that, it takes the rest of the team out of their rhythm. It takes the rest of the team out of that comfort zone where shots are landing, where it gives them a chance to warm up a little bit and try making a couple shots, and they start relying on LeBron James. Oh, we'll just give it to LeBron. It'll be easier with LeBron doing it. Is there any truth to that?
There is some truth to it, but the fact of the matter is if they played better, he wouldn't have to do that. If they made more shots, and even LeBron, even after the fast start, the second quarter and the third quarter, he deferred to them again. And that's what let the Pacers get back into the game. So, yeah, initially it'd be like, wow, man, LeBron, we're sitting around watching LeBron. But J.R. Smith is a guy that LeBron, he could sense what was going on. Kevin Love, like I give Kevin, he tries his best. But Kevin Love is, to me, he's not the athletic Kevin Love that we thought we were getting from the Timberwolves. So for me, I'm always a little disappointed in Kevin Love. Because is he a true number 2? No. So LeBron, it looks like LeBron in a couple halves.
Yeah.
You know, like, so it becomes difficult. But LeBron did what he had to do. Given this team is offensively challenged.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I love the lineup change because the lineup change allowed LeBron also that if his jump shot wasn't going, because they spread the court with Kyle and JR, that he could get to the hole. So I did like that from the beginning.
And it's odd because I agree. JR was, I think, his second best team or third best teammate yesterday after Korver. And you look at the box score, JR had 5 points. But JR was playing excellent defense. He had a steal late.
He was fully
enormous.
engaged.
He was fully engaged except for on what could have been the game-tying 3 when he and Korver just leave Victor Oladipo wide open. LeBron was apoplectic about that after the game. But here's what we know. LeBron's the only guy in the league that going into a game like last night, he's going to show up, whether it's through distributing, scoring, or both. Last night it was primarily scoring, and give his team every chance to win. Every other great player, there's always the chance. The guy who's going to run away with MVP this year, James Harden, he had a 2 for 18 night last night. LeBron's never had a night like that in his playoff career. Every other player, there's a chance they're just not going to have it when their team needs them to have it. That doesn't exist for LeBron. And when you look at
There's so many other things he can do. Because of his ability to rebound, his ability to be able to run the offense. Those things. Last night, amazing defense on Oladipo. The time he played him, I'm going to get Dusty to run the number. The amount of minutes that he spent chasing him around, that was me. That was LeBron James of 10 years ago.
Was that an adjustment from game 1?
Yeah.
They had to, absolutely.
And that in and of itself is impressive.
Yes, but they had to. They had to pull out all the stops. This was, to me, like the finals.
Yes.
The lineup change,
like it.
LeBron playing defense, JR picking up. When they came out in the third quarter of the game, they picked up full court press. LeBron was in the backcourt pressing to start the second half. So, yes, they had the emphasis on winning this game. This was critical for their season.
And people will remember the one play Oladipo blew by LeBron. LeBron almost got the chase down block, and he laid it in late in the fourth quarter. But aside from that, when LeBron was guarding Oladipo, I don't have the one-on-one numbers either. I don't think Spectrum's run them yet. But when LeBron was guarding Oladipo one-on-one, he shut him down. They had to run through Darren Collison. They had to run through other members of their offense. But this is also why, on a bigger picture standpoint, I get so aggravated on the one historical knock on LeBron, the finals record, because if he drags, and it will be dragging, this team to the NBA Finals, that is a wild accomplishment. But if and when he does that, they are going to be heavy underdogs, facing either a 65-win Houston team or a 4 Hall of Famer Golden State team. And they will, I don't want to say assuredly, but overwhelmingly likely lose. And the idea that you would then look at the totality of this year and say, oh,
yeah,
another finals loss, when you look at these guys, Rodney Hood is not ready for these moments. Jordan Clarkson is not ready for these moments. Maybe by the Eastern Conference Finals they will be. But how many times did we see Hood last night just get the ball taken from him? Just give it to me. I'd like that. Thank you. Jordan Clarkson taking bad mid-range shots. Like, look, they needed every last bit of LeBron's 46 points to win this basketball
You
game.
wonder what this team would look like if they had a true number 2, and they didn't have to make Kevin Love their number 2. The way LeBron had in Miami with Bosh and Dwayne Wade.
Yeah. Oh, that's what they had.
He had in Cleveland with Kyrie Irving. He doesn't have a number 2
Like
right
I told
now.
him from the beginning of the season, when they traded him, they will regret that trade.
Yeah.
Because right now, you can see why LeBron has to work like that.
And Jenna, if you just quickly, if you remember the beginning of the year, you wanted Kevin, like, hey, you wanted Kevin Love to be the number 2, and we pushed back a little bit, saying for them to be their best, Isaiah Thomas has to be the number 2.
And they thought he could have been.
And they thought he could have been.
Right.
And you see now in these playoff games, if you don't have a guy who can get his own shot off the dribble, which Kyrie's as good as anyone in the league at, then it all falls on LeBron. Last night, that was enough.
LeBron James scoring almost half the team's points. That series is all tied up at 1 apiece. Coming up, further evidence now that Tom Brady is upset with the Patriots. Is that true? Next on First Things First.